Are you laughing at me? Okay. Okay, I'll try not to make y'all fall asleep after all that good food. I know baby Jade's she's been going wide open all day today. Girl Scout tea and then here today. I'll try not to keep you long. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself. I know that there's probably several of you that don't know who I am or anything about me. My name's Terry. We've been back here probably going on a couple of years. I've been married 17 years. I'm not going to say that it's been the easiest 17 years of my life because it's not. You know who my husband is. I'm just kidding. He's good. He is good to me. We had been married about 5 years before we had Becca. She was a blessing to me. She is 9 years old now. I will never fail to give praise and honor to God for what He's done for us. Becca was diagnosed, she had an episode when she was 18 months old. She had bacterial meningitis. She had several strokes, several seizures, numerous seizures. She was in ICU at Brenner's on life support. We did not think we were going to be able to keep her. We thought that God was taking her from us. I'm not going to lie. I became angry and ill. And then, you know, Jimmy at that point, I think kind of got over being angry and ill. And I didn't. I just kind of put it all behind me and just tried to push on for her. But after, you know, putting all that behind us, she is well now. She is as well as anybody can expect her to be. She's deaf in her right ear. She does have some vision issues, but you know, God has brought her a long way. God has been dealing with me as a mother, as a woman, in my life for the past couple of years. It's kind of weird. It's not weird, it's God. Finding my purpose. What is my purpose in this life? And you know, I sat there and listened to Proverbs 31. And then I sat there and, you know, it's just all of it has kind of laid out this morning. God's just laid it all out there this morning. You know, I've had several conversations with my husband. But first I want to ask you, if you were to really sit there and think really. I don't care how young you are. I don't care how old you are. What is your purpose in this life? What does God want you to do as a woman? What are we supposed to be doing? You know, I let that consume me a couple of years back. I was like, you know, what am I supposed to be doing? Am I just mulling through life, just, okay, whatever, you know? I was like, you know, God created me for some reason. And what did He create each of you for? Do you know? Do you have any idea? So God led me to talk about that today. It's took me a long time to figure out what my purpose in life is. I've been angry a lot, but I've come to terms with it. God's purpose consists of three things. We've been created. We've all been created. We've all been called. And we've all been crowned. There's things in life that happen to each and every one of us. Each and every one of us. There's things that we don't understand. We don't know why they happen, but God does. He knows why. And He knows that those things that happen in each and every one of our lives, that we can make an impact with those things that happen. There's a story that I've been reading for the past, I've read this story multiple times, this book of the Bible, multiple times. First time I read it, I was like, yeah, I just don't understand this. You know, it's a story. But it's Esther. Wow. You know, Mordecai explained to her, you're here at this time, at this particular time, to impact this generation. We are here at this particular time to impact this particular generation. And you know, I never really understood what happened, what Esther did, how big of an impact it made. But it has a deeper meaning to me now, a deeper message. Esther was created for the purpose. She was the only one that could make a connection with the king. And so God used her. We have been created for our generation. There's only people that you could reach. There's only people that I can reach. There's only people that you can connect with. Only you can relate to. Not every person can relate to a special needs person. Not everyone can relate to someone that's been on drugs. Not everyone can relate to someone that's been raped. Not everyone can relate to someone that's been homeless or that is homeless. We have all been created for something special, and God will use us if we let Him. You know, we are women and we are mothers, but more importantly, we've been created by God. And He wants to use each and every one of us in life for some reason, for some purpose. And I can remember I was probably about 20, 21, and I was in college, and at that time I thought, I really know what my purpose in life is. I got this figured out. I was doing my accounting degree. I thought, I want to live in a big city, and we drive through those towns and see those big, tall buildings, and I thought, that's me. I want to wear the big suits. I want to wear the high heels, you know, have my nails fixed. You know, I thought that was me. I want to do that. That was my idea. That wasn't God's idea. Just in the past 2 years, I realized what the purpose of my life really is. As we grow older, we have doubts and insecurities creep in, and it makes things cloudy. I've questioned myself so many times. What am I supposed to be doing, Lord? Lord, just show me. What am I supposed to be doing? Sometimes as women, we feel unqualified. We feel powerless. But we have to remember, God will prepare us and position us every time as the second part of the purpose of this is for calling. In Psalms 112:2 it says, His seed shall be mighty upon earth. The generation of the upright shall be blessed. God will equip us for the adventure He has for us. We just have to let Him. No, I don't understand what happened to Becca. I probably never will. I get angry every time the doctors tell me she might not drive. She might not ever be able to live by herself or take care of herself. But you know, through prayer, she has showed those doctors more than they will ever see on this earth. And I understand that it is my calling to be her mother, to nurture her, to love her, not to be angry at God, to teach her the love of God like Christ loves us, and to be a witness for God. The world is such an ugly place. People are forgetting about love. It's our place. It's our place. Just like our mothers nurtured us, it's our place to show our children God's love. God's love, show our children God's love, so His seed shall be mighty upon the earth, and our generations shall be blessed. If we don't show our children love, no one's going to. Nobody. I mean, it's just like what happened in Texas this week. I was watching that as it came across live on Channel 8. And there they had those kids in school. Now this is children, our children in school. They had them lined up with their book bags down on the ground, searching their book bags. That's our kids, you know. And the gunman, wherever he was, I don't even know where he was, but that's our kids, you know. And nothing's going to happen until we start showing love. Until we teach our children the Bible, nothing's going to happen. It's our responsibility to tell of God's greatness and faithfulness, not just to our children, but to other people, so the future generations can be blessed. Our calling is much bigger than us. It's not just us. It's not me. I'm not standing here because of me. I'm not standing here because somebody asked me to. I prayed that Christ would be shown through this, that you might hear God through this, not me. We need to live in conviction every day. And so our children and our future generations will be blessed. Not us, not our children, but our future generation. The last part of the purpose is we are crowned with God's favor for such a time as this. We have to remember that no matter what's going on or where life's leading us, is something great is going to happen. Am I going to make it through another day? How many times have we thought that? Am I going to make it through today? Why am I going through this? You know, how many times have we thought this? Why me, God? Why am I going through this? Well, it's because that God has a purpose for us. He is the master at working all things together for good. And we're His good. You know, He works the details out before we're ever involved in the plan. He has that worked out. And since I've realized and accepted God's calling, I've been more at ease and more at peace with myself and my job. And a phrase that I've been holding on to since revival is, when the storms rage, don't calm the storms, calm me. It's the same thing with purpose. When God shows you your purpose, don't ask Him to say, change the purpose, Lord. Change me so I can handle the purpose. And so we can do the purpose for God in His name, to glorify Him. There's 3 truths that come from Esther's life we can apply to our own. You are created by an awesome God for a powerful purpose. You are called to a very important assignment as a woman and a mother. You have been crowned with God's favor for such a time as this. And I pray you all truly know how special you are in the eyes of the Lord. And I pray that you all have found your purpose in life. And sometimes our purpose in life changes depending on what part of life you're in. So, and I pray that you're living your life to the fullest to serve God each day. And you know, I wanted to say before I started, I'm not perfect. I'm a sinner saved by grace. I couldn't make it through this life without Him. And I am no greater than anybody else. But I know what God has done for me and my family, and I just thank Him for that. I thank Him for giving me the strength to go from day to day. Sometimes those days I feel like I can't make it from day to day. But I know that I have to keep going for her, for Him. That's like when we first started. I was sitting back there texting, and she had recital, piano recital, Becca did. And you know, she has faced so much, and I ask God sometimes, why, Lord, why? Well, it's for Him to receive glory. That's all it is. Anything that happens to us is for Him to receive glory, and we need to get that mind frame. And Jimmy and I have to tell each other that over and over. Anything that happens is for God's glory. You know, no matter whether it's bad, whether it's good, it's for His glory. And she's sitting up there, and she's not wanting to go because there's other kids there, and she's not wanting to play her recital piece. And I said, it's okay. I said, just walk around the church and tell her Mama's proud of her no matter what she does, and it's going to be fine. And I sat back there and I prayed, and I just asked God, I said, God, she has worked so hard in her life. She has had to work twice as hard just to do something. I said, Lord, just please help her. 2 minutes, I allow you, 2 minutes later, he texted me and said she just played her first piece. And if that ain't God, I don't know what, I mean, you know. So I just, don't give in. If you don't know what your purpose is, keep praying. God is just amazing. I fail him every day. I do. But everybody has a purpose. We're not here on this earth just to be floundering around. We have a purpose. Think about what your purpose is and make an impact in somebody's life. Thank you guys, and God bless you.
I don't know why they asked me to get up here so everybody else can talk, but I want to thank him for what he's done. I thank Miss Terry for getting up and talking, and Miss Kayla, and you can find that in every one of these lessons that they all went together about a purpose, about a lady's purpose and what their purpose is and what they're to do. I'm going to sing this song, but I feel like there's a reason why we have had all these lessons. And if you need to come to the altar, I'll continue to sing. I hate for anybody to be by themselves if they pray. But if nobody else is not going to go down there and we have one, I'll stop singing and I'll come pray with you. So I'm going to sing this song, and y'all come down if you want to. If not, we can just sing it with me. David sang the praises of the glory of Jehovah. Paul preached that all is lost, save knowing Christ. Little John said he is precious by leaning on his bosom. So for a moment may I humbly testify. Did I mention that I love him, how I worship and adore him? When I can see no way, he makes a way. And did I mention that he's been faithful to every promise he ever made me? I love him, that's all I want to say. How many sermons can be preached about this Jesus? How many songs can be sung about God's Son? There are not enough words, enough notes in the music to tell the story of all the Savior has done. Did I mention that I love him, how I worship and adore him? When I can see no way, he makes a way. Did I mention that's all I want to say. I know we've went over a little bit, but I really appreciate y'all staying and taking time with us, and I really enjoyed listening to Miss Terry and Kayla, and what a joy they were. And those two ladies have really went through the fire. I feel like that you really need to listen and look at their testimony and how they live. And there's a lot of ladies in this room that have done a whole lot, and we just don't see it. We've not lived perfect lives, but we can learn something from everybody, no matter what they've done. And if you ever feel like that you're not doing enough, or you're never not up to par, or you're not where you need to be, I'll come and pray with you. I don't have no spiritual power button I just push. It's just, I know how to be a friend. I know to encourage somebody if they're down. That's just what God tells us to do. But I thank y'all for being here with us today. And like I said, we'll keep praying for you if you're down, or if you want to come and pray, we'll pray anytime you call me, we'll pray. Yes. For you, Mama. God's been good in my life. I've been blessed beyond my wildest dreams as I go to sleep each night. And though I've had my share of hard times, by my side He's always stood through it all. God's been good. God has been my Father. He's been my Savior and my friend. His love was my beginning, and His love will be my end. I could spend forever trying to tell you everything He's been, but the best way I can say it is like this: God's been good in my life. I've been blessed beyond my wildest dreams as I go to sleep each night. And though I've had my share of hard times, by my side He's always stood through it all. God's been good. Does anybody have anything?